Trump approval rating hit an all-time low. What happens when a leader's biggest strength slowly becomes his biggest liability? Because that's the question staring at us today. As Donald Trump's approval ratings hit what many trackers are now calling a new low, for a leader who has always thrived on perception, dominance, and narrative control, numbers like these are not just statistics. They are signals that something deeper may be shifting. Trump has never depended on conventional popularity. His model has always been different. Polarize sharply, energize your base, and convert intensity into political capital. And for years, that worked. But now, the data suggests something else. The base may still be loyal, but the middle seems to be drifting. And in any democracy, that middle is where elections are decided. Part of this decline is not just about policy or outcomes. It is about tone. Look at his recent activity on Truth Social. The messaging has become increasingly erratic. Personal attacks, exaggerated claims, and sometimes statements that seem disconnected from political strategy. Earlier, this unpredictability was seen as disruption. Today, it is increasingly being seen as instability. There is a difference. Disruption challenges the system. Instability makes people uncomfortable. Then there are the speeches. Trump was always unconventional. That was his appeal. He did not sound like a politician. But now, many of his public appearances are being described as rambling, repetitive, and at times, oddly detached from context.
They have to open it up. They have to open up the strait of Trump. Hormuz. The world respects us right now more than they have ever respected us before.
The King of Saudi Arabia told me a year and a half ago, he said, "President, I can't believe what's happened to America. 1 year ago, you were a laughingstock. Nobody thought you could ever survive. Now you're the hottest country." Use that expression. He said, "Now you're the hottest country."
It's like, oh, they're putting up a good fight. They're not putting up a fight. They're not even shooting at us, okay? We have planes. Planes are just ruling the sky. We have airplanes. Those two. We have airplanes. Nice, right? Lincoln with a little modern touch. The great Benjamin Franklin with a little modern touch. And just think about this. They have no Navy. They have no military. They have no nothing. They're losing. They admit they're losing. They're begging to make a deal. And if you read the fake New York Times, a corrupt newspaper, where I'm suing them and I think I should do very well.
The energy is still there. The aggression is still there. But coherence seems to be slipping. And voters notice this more than analysts do. Because voters are not listening for ideology. They are listening for clarity, confidence, and control. At the heart of it lies something more structural: personality. Trump's political identity has always been deeply personal. It is built around dominance, visibility, and a constant need to project strength. But when that projection turns into overt narcissism, it begins to have a cost. Narcissism in politics can work, but only up to a point. Beyond that point, it starts alienating even those who once admired the confidence. Because what initially feels like strength can eventually feel like self-absorption. And what feels like self-absorption, over time, starts eroding trust. His abrasive style is another double-edged sword. It helped him cut through the clutter. It made him stand out in a crowded political field. But abrasiveness also creates fatigue. There is only so much constant confrontation that the public can absorb before it begins to feel exhausting rather than energizing. And when fatigue sets in, approval ratings follow. What makes this moment even more interesting is the global backdrop. Conflicts are intensifying, alliances are shifting, economic anxieties are rising. In such a climate, voters tend to look for steadiness. Not necessarily softness, but steadiness. And that is where Trump's current image seems to be clashing with the moment. Is not just about numbers. It is about perception catching up with personality. It is about style beginning to overshadow substance. And it is about a political brand that once thrived on unpredictability, now being tested for its sustainability. The real question is not whether these numbers will fluctuate. They always do. The real question is this: has Trump's biggest political asset, his personality, reached a point where it is now working against him?